Peace and love. Sending you all positive energy, have at success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Today, I'm going to be speaking about the energy of the spring equinox, how it's celebrated in ancient Kemet. Okay, and if we are African descent, it helps us to be able to be aligned perfectly with nature and our ancient origins that our ancient ancestors celebrated. Okay, so when we think of spring equinox, it's symbolic to both hemispheres having equal day and equal night. It's also symbolic to the sun tilting more to the equator. Okay, so when we have the equinox, it's symbolic to new beginnings, the birth of Mother Nature, okay, known to be Metaneter, which is symbolic to nature. Okay, so she is reborn again, and this is what marks the new beginning of the year in Kemet. Okay, and it's known to be celebrated around March the 23rd, 24th, or 25th. It varies. But when we have that Easter, it is symbolic to the first full moon. So every time we have that Easter, that moon is going to be full. Okay, so it's a place in Kemet called the Sakar, and it's symbolic to resurrection, rebirth, and the foundation of African spirituality. Okay, so they have monuments, they have mummifications, and it's all around just so we'll be able to know the ancient origins of African spirituality. Okay, once we do, it helps us to tap completely into our true divinity. So, 222 on the clock. When we're dealing with, when we say spring equinox, the winter solstice, it lets us know the energy of Metaneter, Mother Earth, and it helps us to be in perfect alignment because we purge, we release things, we let go, and we welcome in new things that'll help us vibrate on our higher frequency of love by knowing the seasons is symbolic to nature. That's why the ancient ancestors spoke in the sound, frequency, portion, geometry, mathematics, the power of nature. That's why they called themselves netters. So, when we speak about divine oneness, okay, in the solstice, because we have different hemispheres that's celebrating different things. You have on the northern hemisphere, they celebrate the bunny rabbit, okay, and they paint eggs, and the bunny don't even lay eggs, but they paint eggs, and they tap into Easter chocolate candy and giving candies to the kids and dressing up. Okay, then you have some traditions that celebrate the goddess Eastern. They paint eggs, dress up, and they honor her. She's said to be the goddess from the east, known to represent fertility, love, peace, harmony, magical, mystical powers. Okay, and when we think of the different traditions, it's showing us to have soul evolution, to connect with a higher level of consciousness, tap in and share, exchange gifts, come together with family, and to expand our level of consciousness as I'm looking at the stories. So, where it actually derived from was Kemet. And they used the symbol of the bunny rabbit, it representing the full moon. Okay, it represented the full moon, excuse me. The bunny rabbit would be born with its eyes wide open, and it was symbolic to the full moon. And I said, wow, when I heard that story, I said, that's pretty interesting. So we see death and rebirth throughout the allegories. And as we look at the founding father of Kemet, he showed us that because he impregnated his divine counterpart with his spirit. Okay, so in Kemet, his erection was placed in Kemet as a symbol of death and rebirth, because once he erected, he actually gave his wife Haru, and that's celebrated June the 21st, winter solstice. Okay, also when we think of death and rebirth, we think of the sun. Okay, we have Amun-Ra. He went down to his lowest point for 3 days on the 21st, winter solstice. And he rose in 3 days, December 25th. That shows us death and rebirth. We have mummification that is practiced in Kemet. And it shows us death and rebirth because they use the caterpillar and personification of death and rebirth. It has its cycles. So the caterpillar starts off in that shell. Okay. And then it has metamorphosis. It shows us the transcending of life, death and rebirth. So it's known to be, when it's in that shell, it's known to be the crest. Okay. And that's what it shows us in mummification, because we have the dead spirits that I spoke about on a couple of videos, that they rise from the dead and they transform into birds, and they communicate to the healers and the netters of Kemet. Okay, so we see death and rebirth all over, even in the beginning of the womb. That's known to be our beginning of being baptized. Okay, we're being born. That's our baptism. Okay, always be familiar with that. So we're like the cocoon. We're in the fetus of that water. Okay, and then we transcend, we grow, just like the geometry figures. We expand outwards and we keep growing externally. Okay, that's death and rebirth. So as we have that physical experience, we then work on it internally. We have some self-awareness and we heal ourselves. Then we have death and rebirth. So we have the Ka and the Ba. Okay, and when we look at the Ka in Kemet, it's symbolic to the spiritual body, and the Ba is symbolic to the soul. And then we have in Greek mythology, it's known to be the lower Ba, the lower Ka, the Ba, and the higher Ka, which is the falcon bird. It is many different interpretations, what I have known now. And we're worshiping the same thing, okay? We're worshiping soul evolution. We are having the understanding to perceive a higher level of consciousness. We have to go to the dark to reach the light. We have to go to the death and rebirth to rise and ascend with a soar. Okay, Asar is the universal father. He aligns with Orion's belt in star series. Okay, and as we look at the Ka and the Ba, okay, it describes divine union of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Okay, for an example, where my hand is, this will be the lower Ka. Okay. The bird, I don't have the picture, will be here, let's say. The Ba, the God that dwells within us, and the higher cause here. So once we connect all three, we raise the level of our consciousness. We ascend to a higher level. Okay? We astral plane from the lower Ka, and we ascend to the higher Ka. We connect with the Ba, and we connect them all three together, basically. That is what the Ankh is symbolic to as well. Okay? So when we think about the monuments and statues all over Kemet, each symbol had a unique meaning. And it describes soul evolution. In the allegories, it describes soul evolution. It describes us being able to move from a low vibrating state, a lower Ka, to connect with the God that dwells within us in the Ba. And that's basically what it is. And it's union of the mind, the body, and spirit. And I always say emotion because we have to have emotion in order to create anything. Okay? And that's what I find interesting, because the more I seek, the more I learn. And the more I learn, it is different allegories, different interpretations, but the same thing. Worship of the sun, the moon, the stars. Okay? Mother Nature, the power of geometry. Okay? What everyone sees. When we go outside, we see 333 on the clock. We see nature. And the ancient ancestors left the knowledge all over the universe, so we'll be able to see soul evolution, and we will know the stories of ancient knowledge, our African origins, and also other traditions knowledge. Okay, it's also we can be at one seat like the White House. We can look at things with an open mind and be able to see what can we take in to help us to ascend on our journey. Okay, how can I have soul evolution? Okay, when I'm dealing with this spring equinox, it's symbolic to things being dead and new things are growing. So this is telling me as a spiritual being, I need to let go of things that is no longer serving me, that's just like dead, that's not fulfilling, and add on things that's going to bring me life, bring me joy, bring me happiness, bring me power. 1313 on the clock. And most of all, bring me unconditional love and a higher level of consciousness to perceive, so I can live a blissful life. So the more we learn about the stories of Asar, Set, ancient knowledge, we learn about universal knowledge. And that's what the ancient ancestors was trying to show us. Okay? As within, so without correspondence. As we experience that physical experience of traumatic experiences, not so good times, we also experience the underworld, the darkness. Okay? As within, so without. But not only do we experience the darkness and the painful things, we experience the light and the beautiful things. So we have to embrace the dark just as well as the light. And just know we can get through any challenging moment, long as we are able to transcend. Transmit the energy into positivity. Transmit it into love. And to grow and to elevate. I love you all. I'm sending you all positive energy and high vibes. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and you hit the like button. Also, when we think of Mother Earth and Meta Neter, we also think of Aset, the Holy Mother. She is the beginning that everyone comes in life from, manifest from the Holy Mother, Aset. She is also known to be worshipped on this day, okay, on the spring equinox. So we all can get together and take on whatever can help us ascend and enjoy the spring equinox. Also honor the ones that was here before us, okay? Aset. Also Mother Earth, nature by going out and connecting and watching the sun, and also watching the moon because it's full every time Easter comes around. I love you all, and I'm sending you all positive vibes, and I'll be back with more. Peace and love. I love you.